Did you know that something as pure and life-giving as water can quietly turn against you, harming your body in ways you never imagined? We grow up being told to drink more water, that it is the key to energy, clear skin, strong kidneys, and a longer life. But here is the shocking truth. Water is only as healing as the way you drink it. The very habit you thought was keeping you healthy could be silently straining your heart, weakening your digestion, or even setting the stage for disease. Imagine sipping from a glass, believing you are nourishing your body, while in reality, every gulp chips away at your well-being. This is not a scare tactic. It is a reality many people discover too late. In this video, I am going to reveal 5 everyday mistakes with water that most people make without ever questioning them. Some of these will surprise you, some may even disturb you, but each of them holds the power to change the course of your health. Stay with me until the end, because once you see these truths, you will never drink water the same way again. And before we dive in, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so we can keep bringing you insights that protect and transform your life. Now let me ask you, when you drink water, do you believe it's always safe and beneficial no matter how you consume it? A. Or do you suspect that the way you drink might secretly matter more than you realize? B. Comment A or B below. I want to see your thoughts. When it comes to water, most people think the danger lies in drinking too little. But in reality, one of the most overlooked threats is in the way you actually consume it. The first mistake begins with speed. Picture the moment you return home after a long walk in the summer heat, sweat dripping, thirst overwhelming, and without hesitation, you grab a glass and swallow it all in one go. It feels relieving, but inside your body, a different story unfolds. Chugging water too fast shocks your system, dilutes essential stomach acids, and forces your kidneys to filter an unnatural load all at once. Over time, this can weaken digestion and even strain your cardiovascular system. Sarah, a 65-year-old woman who struggled with constant bloating, believed drinking more water would help. Yet her habit of gulping it down at lightning speed was the very reason her stomach felt unsettled. The day she learned to sip slowly, allowing her body to absorb gently, her discomfort began to fade and her energy started to return. The second mistake lies in timing, something most people never question. Drinking water immediately after meals might seem harmless, even healthy, but it quietly interferes with one of your body's most vital processes, digestion. When you flood your stomach with water right after eating, you dilute gastric juices that are essential for breaking down food. The result is sluggish digestion, incomplete absorption of nutrients, and a feeling of heaviness that lingers long after your plate is empty. John, a 70-year-old retiree, had developed the habit of finishing every dinner with a tall glass of water, thinking it helped him stay hydrated through the night. Instead, he felt tired, bloated, and restless. It wasn't until he shifted this routine, drinking water before meals or waiting an hour afterward, that his energy returned. He no longer dragged himself to bed. He walked there lighter, with a body that felt alive again. Science has shown us that our digestive system is a delicate balance of enzymes, acids, and muscular movement, all working in harmony to break down what we eat. Imagine throwing a bucket of water into a fire. Just as it begins to burn, the flame struggles, smoke rises, and the process is disrupted. That is exactly what happens inside you when you drench your stomach with water the moment a meal is complete. Over time, these small disruptions add up. The body absorbs less iron, less vitamin B12, fewer amino acids, and slowly you begin to feel the symptoms: fatigue, weakness, slower recovery from exercise, even a lowered immune response. The danger of these mistakes is not immediate. You won't collapse after gulping a glass too quickly, nor will you fall ill the first time you drink right after dinner. That is what makes them so deceptive. The harm builds silently, like drops filling a jar, until one day the overflow comes in the form of constant indigestion, unexplained exhaustion, or the kind of health decline that doctors struggle to explain. And yet, the solution is astonishingly simple: awareness. By choosing to sip water slowly, you allow every cell to hydrate at its own rhythm. By giving your body time before and after meals, you allow digestion to do its work without interference. Think of the body as an orchestra. When you respect its timing, every instrument plays in harmony. But one small disruption, a rushed swallow, A mistimed glass throws the entire performance off key. These are mistakes most people never even realize they are making, but correcting them could mean the difference between living with constant discomfort and living with renewed energy, clarity, and vitality. And the truth is, once you see how much better your body feels after changing just these two habits, you will never return to the old way again. In the next part, we will uncover another hidden habit with water that people overlook every day, one that may surprise you even more than these first two. Stay with me, because each layer we peel back reveals another truth about how something as simple as drinking water can either sustain your health or slowly wear it away. We often assume that water, by its very nature, is always harmless. But the truth is that even something as simple as the temperature of the water you drink can shape the way your body functions. People rarely question this detail, but it carries surprising consequences. Imagine reaching for an icy glass straight from the refrigerator, the frost clinging to the sides, and downing it quickly on a hot day. The immediate sensation is refreshing, almost addictive, but deep inside, your body recoils. Cold water forces blood vessels to constrict, slows the rhythm of digestion, and can interfere with the natural absorption of nutrients. Instead of aiding circulation, it may actually disrupt it, leaving the body more sluggish than revitalized. For seniors whose circulation is already more delicate and whose digestion works more slowly than in youth, the effect can be even harsher. Maria, a 72-year-old woman, once believed she was doing herself good by drinking only ice-cold water, thinking it kept her energized in the summer heat. What she didn't notice at first were the sore throats that returned again and again, the sense of fullness in her stomach that never quite settled, and the fatigue that grew heavier over the years. Her doctor never traced it to water until she herself decided to test the theory. When she switched to room temperature water for a few weeks, the difference was startling. Her digestion felt smoother, her throat stopped aching, and her energy seemed to last longer throughout the day. What she thought was refreshing had, in fact, been robbing her body of ease and comfort. Science offers a simple explanation. Our digestive system relies on heat to break down food, just as a flame relies on warmth to burn steadily. When cold water suddenly floods the stomach, it extinguishes that fire, forcing the body to spend precious energy reheating the liquid to body temperature before digestion can even begin. This unnecessary burden tires the system and steals vitality that could have been used elsewhere, repairing tissues, strengthening the immune system, supporting the heart. Instead of fueling life, cold water becomes an invisible thief, one sip at a time. Even beyond digestion, cold water can have other subtle effects. For those who suffer from migraines or sinus issues, it can trigger painful episodes. For others, it may thicken mucus in the throat and respiratory tract, increasing susceptibility to infections. These are not dramatic, overnight changes, but quiet accumulations, the kind of hidden disruptions that shape long-term health. The irony is that people often reach for cold water in the name of feeling refreshed, when what they truly need is hydration that harmonizes with the body's natural rhythm, not one that interrupts it. The alternative is simple yet profound. Choose water that matches the body's own state. Room temperature or warm water not only hydrates, but also soothes. In traditional cultures across the world, from China to India, warm water has long been seen as a key to health, believed to ignite digestion and cleanse the body gently. Modern science now confirms what those traditions always knew. Warmth encourages circulation, aids in breaking down fats, and allows enzymes to work at their peak. A glass of lukewarm water in the morning, before food, is like a signal to the body to awaken gracefully, rather than shocking it into activity. The choice may seem small, but the impact is large. The temperature of your water can decide whether it restores balance or disrupts it. And like every mistake with water, the danger lies in how ordinary it feels. No one suspects their daily habit of cold water might be undermining their health until the symptoms accumulate. But once you recognize the connection, you have the power to change it. As we move forward, we will look at another mistake that is less about the water itself and more about how we treat it once it leaves its source. Many people unknowingly compromise the purity of their water through storage and handling, turning what should be the most cleansing liquid into a carrier of hidden harm. We tend to think that once water is in our home, it is automatically safe. We trust the bottle we carry, the filter we installed, or the tap that runs every day. But what most people never realize is that the danger often does not lie in the source itself. It lies in what happens afterward, in the way water is stored and handled. The purest water can become contaminated if mistreated, silently carrying hidden risks into your body. Picture the bottle you refill again and again, the one you leave in your car on a warm afternoon, or the filter cartridge you have not changed for months. Each of these habits can transform something that should cleanse you into something that slowly harms. George, a 75-year-old man who prided himself on healthy living, carried the same plastic bottle for weeks. He thought reusing it was environmentally friendly and harmless. But he began to notice stomach discomfort that would come and go, leaving him puzzled. What he did not know was that the bottle had become a breeding ground for bacteria invisible to the eye. The warmth of his car during the day, the moisture trapped inside, and the tiny scratches on the plastic created the perfect home for microbes. It was not until he switched to glass containers, cleaning them daily, that the stomach issues vanished. What seemed like a harmless habit had been undermining his health in silence. The science is clear. Plastic, when exposed to heat or reused without proper cleaning, begins to break down. Tiny chemical particles leach into the water, and bacteria multiply on its surface. The water itself may look clear, taste the same, but inside, its integrity is compromised. And it is not only plastic that poses the risk. Even filters, when neglected, turn against the very purpose they were designed for. A filter that is not changed regularly becomes saturated, unable to capture contaminants, and instead begins releasing them back into the water. The sip you believe is pure is anything but. The tragedy lies in how ordinary these mistakes are. Bottled water left in the sun, a jug stored near cleaning products, or a kitchen filter forgotten for months. None of these appear dangerous on the surface. Yet they allow water to pick up chemicals, bacteria, or toxins that enter your system drop by drop. For older adults, whose immune systems may already be weaker, these small exposures can tip the balance. What begins as mild nausea, recurring headaches, or a sudden decline in energy can often trace back to something as overlooked as storage. This is why awareness is not just a suggestion, but a necessity. The way you handle water is as important as its source. Choosing stainless steel or glass containers, washing them daily, replacing filters on time, and avoiding prolonged exposure to heat are not luxuries, they are safeguards. These are small acts of discipline that ensure the water you drink remains what it is meant to be, a source of life, not harm. There is a deeper truth here too. Water, though powerful, is also vulnerable. It absorbs whatever surrounds it, carrying it into your body without discrimination. When you leave it unprotected, you invite contamination. When you guard it, you preserve its gift. The difference lies not in the water itself, but in the respect you show it. As we continue, the final mistake we will uncover goes beyond storage and even beyond temperature or timing. It is about the rhythm of your life, the hours you choose to drink, and how those choices ripple through your body. This last secret may challenge the way you think about hydration altogether, revealing why some people thrive on water, while others slowly drain their vitality without ever realizing why. The last mistake with water is one that hides in plain sight, often dismissed because it seems so small, yet it influences the body more profoundly than most people dare to imagine. It is not about purity or storage or even temperature, but about timing. The moments you choose to drink water can either restore life or quietly disrupt it. Your body is ruled by rhythms, circadian patterns that dictate when cells repair, when hormones rise and fall, and when your heart and kidneys work hardest. Drinking water in harmony with these rhythms strengthens you. Drinking against them, however, slowly chips away at your balance. Consider the morning. You wake up after hours of sleep, and though you may not feel it, your body is in a state of mild dehydration. Blood is thicker, circulation is slower, and the heart works harder. Ignoring water in these first moments is like asking an engine to run without oil. For years, people push through mornings on coffee alone, not realizing they are forcing their bodies to function under strain. But those who begin their day with a gentle glass of water often describe it as if the body sighs in relief, as if every cell awakens with renewed vitality. Now consider the evening. For seniors especially, hydration at night carries a delicate balance. Too little water before sleep can increase the risk of clotting, strokes, or nighttime heart strain. Yet too much, consumed hastily before bed, can pull a person into cycles of disturbed rest, forcing them to wake repeatedly, leaving them more exhausted by dawn. It is here that wisdom lies not in quantity but in timing. A light glass before sleep, steady hydration throughout the day, prevents both extremes, the silent dangers of dehydration and the restless nights of excess. One man, Leonard, 78 years old, had suffered from recurring dizziness and unexplained headaches. He believed he was drinking enough water, yet most of his intake came late in the evening after forgetting to hydrate during the day. His nights were restless, punctured by trips to the bathroom, and his days began with exhaustion. When guided to shift his habit, drinking steadily from morning through afternoon and easing back in the evening, he noticed the change within weeks. The dizziness faded, the headaches lessened, and for the first time in years he woke up with clarity rather than fog. The same amount of water, consumed at the right times, transformed his life. This is the hidden power of water. It does not only matter how much you drink, but when. Timing shapes absorption, circulation, and energy. Hydrating before meals aids digestion. Drinking steadily through daylight hours sustains energy. A mindful sip before sleep protects the heart. The danger is not in neglecting water entirely, but in letting your drinking become careless, rushed, or misaligned with the body's deeper needs. And just like every mistake with water, the harm is not immediate. It accumulates slowly, silently, until one day it reveals itself in fatigue, illness, or decline. But the beauty is that correction is simple. Begin your day with water, not as an afterthought, but as a ritual. Let it be the first act of care you give to yourself. Carry that rhythm into the afternoon, sipping with awareness, not in desperation. Let the evening hold a final, gentle glass, a reminder that your body is still alive, still flowing, still deserving of care. Small choices, repeated daily, shape not just hydration but the quality of your life. Water can be either a quiet enemy or your most faithful ally. It depends entirely on the respect you give it, the timing you choose, the balance you create. Remember, the habits you build today will echo into your future. And now that you know the hidden truth about timing, the choice rests with you. Will water drain your strength, or will it sustain your life for years to come?